Hey, guys.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? We back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry we've been gone too long, but this is still the Big Skill Podcast. Y'all still know who I am. Y'all still know who he is.
We still here. We ain't going nowhere.
We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We in a new setting. We're in the actual studio now. So congratulations to us. We moving up. We doing big things here. We in the actual studio now. So
we had to relocate.
We had
to do some retooling. You know.
But we ain't went nowhere. We still in the studio. I hope y'all enjoyed the clips that I was doing on the IG page talking about certain stuff. But we're not gonna waste no time. We're gonna get right into it. What's going on, man? Super Bowl is here.
Yeah, it is.
The San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs, a rematch from last year's Super Bowl.
2 years ago.
That was 4 years ago.
Oh,
it was 2020. What's your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts is the 49ers should go in and take care of business. Now, I, as a fan of the NFL lifelong, I'm torn because if the Chiefs win, I got to continue to keep hearing people overhype somebody. If the 49ers win, you and all my 49er fans, I'll never hear the end of, we got 6 before y'all. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation for me.
Here's where I'm going to disagree with you on that because, honestly, I don't care about, and don't take this the wrong way, I don't care about Dallas right now. I care about beating the Kansas City Chiefs and winning the Super Bowl because as much trash as people talk about the Cowboys not winning the Super Bowl, it's been 29 years since the Cowboys won the Super Bowl, 28 years, whatever the case is. It's been 29 years since we won one. Now, granted, we've been there twice since then, but what does it mean when you get there and lose?
Right.
What does it mean? So I'm happy that we're back there. I'm honestly happy that we playing the same team that beat us the last time we was there. And I hope we beat them because I'm going to tell you like this. The last time Kansas City got to the Super Bowl, I feared the offense.
There's nothing to fear now.
There's nothing to fear now. Kansas City got to the Super Bowl on the strength of their defense. Because that AFC Championship game against Baltimore, Kansas City got 14 points like that. They up 14-7. They only scored 3 points the last 3 quarters.
Well, see, here's my take on that game, right? Kansas City did what they were supposed to. They played to win. They didn't do nothing. They didn't do nothing extravagant.
And that's why I don't fear them.
The Ravens lost that game. The two personal foul penalties on Mahomes, the taunting penalty,
that was stupid.
The dude not going down at the 2-yard line, diving for the touchdown, touchback.
And that was after the taunting penalty.
Lamar fumbling on the strip sack. Yeah. Lamar throwing that interception.
But
also, I would be remiss if I didn't add into the fact that there was at least 3 blown pass interference calls for Likely and 4 for Odell. They threw him on the ground on one of them. It's like they swallowed their whistles, and I don't know.
Yeah, there were some calls that should have went in favor of Baltimore. I mean, I don't like speaking on that because that happens.
Yeah, it does.
It happens. It's every game a missed call happens. So I don't really want to get into that.
Let's not harp on that.
Yeah,
it happened. But as a team, you're not supposed to put yourself in a position where plays or the referees can take you out the game.
Absolutely,
What happened to y'all in the first 3.5 quarters against Detroit?
So let's get into that. And actually, it was the first half. The first 3.5 quarters was against Green Bay.
Yeah.
That was the game, the first. So let me tell you what happened. This is just my opinion. A lot of people probably not going to agree on this, but they watched the game. They saw what we all saw. What I saw was the 49ers look the way they did against the Cleveland Browns. And here's why I say that. It was a wet, soggy game. Brock Purdy is not the quarterback with the biggest hands. So he had trouble gripping the ball. And because he had trouble gripping the ball, he made some bad throws. Now, here's something that I
don't blame the elements. No. You can't blame the refs.
No, you can't blame the refs because the refs, you can't let them dictate the game. But sometimes elements dictate the game.
It does. It can.
So here's what I will say that I don't like that's going on when it comes to Brock Purdy. Before I get into that, I'm going to put this out there. I am in no way, shape, or form saying Brock Purdy is one of the elite quarterbacks of the league. We know who those guys are. I am not in no way, shape, or form saying I'm not about to compare this man to Joe Montana like everybody else is doing. I'm not about to do that. What I will say is that, and this is a question for you, when did almost interceptions become a stat?
Well, I don't know when it became a stat, but I will say, I just want to say this one thing. I've seen a certain quarterback in his time of being a starter, with all his accomplishments, all the team accomplishments, have a lot of near interceptions where the ball is tipped off a guy's hands or it goes through the defender's hands.
But you're making my point.
Yeah,
you're making my point. When that happens to that quarterback, they don't talk about it.
I got you. What was the point of you? Wait, not being. I'm not trying to eschew what you're saying. What I'm saying is, what was the point of you saying when it almost hits almost interception become a stat? Because they're doing that to Purdy.
Yes, a lot.
Why?
That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say. When it comes to Brock Purdy, all I hear is he almost threw an interception he almost threw 3 interceptions against Green Bay. The play against the Lions, the ball bounced off the defender's helmet. Now you called it 51-yard play. It ended up being. Everybody was like, well, he almost threw that interception. My thing is, when did almost interceptions become a stat? Because
when almost turnovers.
Absolutely. Because with Brock Purdy, he almost threw an interception. And it's like, all right, almost is good in hand grenades and horseshoes. It's not good in football. Football is the result. The result is it was an incomplete pass. They lived to see another play. The result of that play against Detroit was a 51-yard pass play. It wasn't an almost interception. So why are we talking about almost interception? Now, what I'm trying to say about Brock Purdy is that
his play has been kind of questionable.
No, his play. Listen,
he's made good plays, but he made bad plays. Listen,
Chris Canty said something on ESPN that I agree with 1,000,000%.
Shout out to Canty.
Of the 8 quarters of the 2 49ers playoff games, Brock Purdy's been outplayed by Jordan Love and Jared Goff for 5 of those quarters. The first 3 quarters against Green Bay and the first 2 quarters against Detroit.
When it mattered, he made plays.
When it mattered, Brock Purdy came through.
And C Mac.
And here's what we doing. Here's what we doing now. Listen, another thing that I will say, because people, when I've had these discussions with certain people, they think that I'm not giving Christian McCaffrey his credit. Let me put something out there. Christian McCaffrey is the best player on the 49ers. Let me say this again for people that don't hear me. Christian McCaffrey is the best player on the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm not going to disagree with you, but that's arguable.
No.
Debo didn't get hurt.
Debo is a very close second best player on the San Francisco 49ers. Those are clearly the 2 best players on the San Francisco 49ers. Everybody hear me when I said that? You heard me when I said that? Now, the fact that I've made that very clear, that those are the 2 best players on the San Francisco 49ers, those aren't the only 2 reasons why the 49ers are in the Super Bowl. All I'm saying is Brock Purdy has a lot to do with that. I think people, when I say Brock Purdy has something to do with the 49ers' success, that I'm saying he's the best player on the team. I'm not saying that. People think when I say Brock Purdy has been more than a game manager, fucking Cam Newton, that I'm saying, oh, now he's the best quarterback in the league. I've never said he's the best quarterback in the league.
Y'all got to the same place.
No, don't do that. 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 I'm going to tell you why it's different with now and then. Because then Kyle Shanahan didn't really trust Jimmy Garoppolo. Let me ask you this question.
You think he trusts Purdy all the way?
Absolutely.
Even with the turnovers?
Absolutely. Because you got to take the bad with the good.
All right.
So here's the question I'm going to ask you that I'm going to present to people. If you want to chime in, leave a comment in the section below. Do you think that if Jimmy Garoppolo was our quarterback and we were down 21-14 going to the 4th quarter against Green Bay, that Jimmy Garoppolo would have been able to rally San Francisco to win that game?
What y'all have, I think.
With the team we have now.
I think possibly only on the grounds of Brock Purdy is not the reason why y'all won that game. George Kittle's and CMC And the defense is the reason why y'all won.
I disagree. I'm going to tell you why I disagree. Because that last drive, when we went down the field and CMC scored that last touchdown, Brock Purdy was 6 of 7 for 47 yards passing. And he ran 2 times for 11 yards. That's 58 yards. Let me finish. That's 58 yards, right? That's 58 yards, right?
Yeah.
That drive was 69 yards.
Okay, I got you.
So why are we saying he didn't have nothing to do with it when he accounted for 58 of those 69 yards?
Okay, I got it. Now,
let me finish. Let me keep going. The second half against Detroit, Brock Purdy was. By the way, that one incompletion was a drop pass by George Kittle. I digress. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. Second half against Detroit, 13 of 16, 174 yards, a touchdown pass to Brandon Ayuk, ran the ball 3 times for 52 yards. A 21-yard scramble for a first down, a 10-yard scramble for a first down, and another 21-yard scramble for a first down. On top of passes the pass where he avoided a sack, ran out and threw it to Kyle Juszczyk for a first down. Another play where he scrambled, did a loft pass that probably I would have broke my TV because that was a bad decision. But he did it, and Brandon and Juwan Jennings made a hell of a catch.
Yes.
For a first down.
Yes.
Those aren't game manager plays. Those are game changing plays. So
that
my
was a game changing play.
My point is that we sitting here saying he had nothing to do with the comeback. That's not true. That's not true.
If that dude don't make that play, y'all lose that game, for one. And for two, you cannot, like, who could I think of, right? Let's use the quarterback from my team, right? If he plays like
who by the way, I also disagree with Cam Newton on Dak Prescott too, but go ahead.
If you play like dog shit the whole game or mediocre the whole game, and you have one good drive, that does not exonerate you.
No, I'm not saying it should exonerate him. I'm not saying that at all. No, you have to analyze the game in its totality. Brock Purdy for 3 quarters against Green Bay didn't play well. He didn't. What I don't
the team didn't play well,
collectively as a team. Listen to what you okay now listen to what you just said. The team collectively did not play well for 3 quarters.
Right.
So we can't single him out for going to win the game. We can't say the team collectively played bad as if everybody should take the blame. But then when the team comes back and win, we boot him out like he didn't have nothing to do with it.
I got you.
That's what's going on right now.
But that's what y'all did with Jimmy G because he missed 1 play.
No, that was the focus because Jimmy G missed 1 play. I remember that game. The defense blew it. I'm gonna tell you,
Tyreek Hill shouldn't have caught that pass.
That was the game change. That was the play that changed the game. Just like we against Detroit, the play that changed that game was that 51-yard pass that cornerback or safety for Detroit should have caught for an interception, but it bounced off his face, man. And now you caught it. That play changed the game because I was saying, I'm messaging in my chat, and I'm telling people like, "Yo, this ain't looking like we gonna do this. Like Detroit got it." And even when we came out after halftime, we kicked a field goal. I'm like, so we got 3 points. Defense still got to step up. We get a stop on 4th down. All right, so we still got to go down and score on this possession. Like we can't have an empty possession and quiet as kept. We can't get 3 on this possession. We need 7. When Brandon Ayuk made that catch off that pass that bounced off the helmet, I said, okay, now we got a game. Because we're going to score this touchdown. Now we got some momentum. Boom. After that, fumble. Touchdown. Boom. After that, Reynolds dropped the pass. We kick another field goal. Boom. Fell 4th down. We get another touchdown. Game over.
Had it been another 10 to 12 minutes in that game, do you think y'all still would have won?
Yes.
They scored again.
They did, but we had all the momentum in the world. They wasn't stopping us from doing anything we wanted to do in the second half.
I got you.
It's kind of like
they scored again. Y'all couldn't stop them either.
We stopped them the whole game. Not the whole game. I'm sorry. We stopped them the whole second half. So you saying
the score don't dictate is not indicative of.
I think that score at the end of the game that Detroit got was more of the game is over because you're still going to have to recover an onside kick,
which is impossible.
Which is impossible in today's NFL. You know, so I wasn't once Elijah Mitchell scored that last touchdown that put us up 34-24. I was like, game over. It doesn't matter what Detroit does from here on out. We won the game. Game's over. My point is, listen, all I just want people to do is give Brock Purdy his credit. He's not just some dude on the team riding coattails.
No, he
has a lot to do with where the 49ers are right now. I am not saying he's the best player on the team. I'm just saying he has a lot to do with where the 49ers are right now.
He's only going to get better.
That's all I'm saying. And he's going to get better. He's 24 years old. This is his first full year as a starting quarterback, his second year in the league. The man is 21-5 as a starter. And one of those losses, he didn't even finish the first quarter.
And for all of you out there, this is his second NFC title game.
Yes. 2 NFC title games and 1 Super Bowl in 2 years.
We don't know what would have happened last year.
Yes, we do.
No, I'm saying.
Yes, we do. I'm saying.
Let me.
I hear what you're saying.
What I'm saying is we don't know what would have happened if he would have not got hurt. Y'all would have won.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I said, yes, we do. We know what would have happened. We would have beat Philly last year. And we proved that when we went to them and smacked them all over their field.
As far as the Super Bowl is concerned, I think
we'll wait till next week to make picks.
No, I'm not gonna make no picks. I just wanted to say schematically, y'all could take and put Warner on Kelsey. That's a matchup.
Something else I want to address too when it comes to the 49ers. I don't like the defense that they played against Green Bay or Detroit. What I've been reading this week is that they've been called out by Wilkes, who I think is not the defensive coordinator for us because he's too calm. And the last 2 that we had weren't calm like that. They were animated. Like Robert Saleh was animated, all gas, no brakes. D'Amico Ryans was animated, swarm. That means we don't take plays off on defense. What I saw in that first half against Detroit was a fucking disgrace. Chase Young, you see Jamar Gibbs run right by you and you give no effort to tackle him. That secondary saw Jameson Williams run right by him. Y'all don't make no effort to tackle him. Both ended up being touchdowns. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. We don't
have no receivers. So if y'all can keep Kelsey, the
Green Bay? I mean Kansas City.
So if y'all can keep, I'm not scared of their receivers.
No, I'm not either. Rashid Rice. Now, granted,
y'all D-line can stop Pacheco.
The rookie Rashid Rice, he's nice.
Yeah, he's
nice, but I agree with you.
I'm not scared. And y'all can stop Kelsey. Y'all have this.
Yeah,
But I also want to say, y'all defensive line, y'all must get him on, like, since we was talking about almost interceptions, it's so many times, and I see this nigga almost get sacked.
Yeah.
And niggas need to get him on the ground.
Me too. Got to get him on the ground.
Got to get him on the ground.
I agree with that.
Because
100%.
if you can get them in 3rd and long, and like I said, Kelsey is the key. I know people think I'm slandering, but it's like, okay, guess what? Any of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL, let's just take this.
No, they all have a security blanket
out of it.
They all have a security blanket at tight end. Yeah,
Travis Kelsey is like Jason Witten,
absolutely,
or Jay Novacek,
absolutely,
Wesley Walls,
absolutely,
Brent Jones,
absolutely.
You know
absolutely.
what I mean?
George Kittle, because
Gronk.
To me, Greg Olsen, if you didn't say him already.
Yeah, Greg Olsen.
To me, George Kittle is the best tight end in the league. I don't like the fact
because he blocks.
Yeah, because he's a complete tight end. He catches, he blocks. If you get him in open field, he's running your ass over.
And he's deceptively fast.
And he's sneaky fast. I don't like the fact that we don't use him as much as we should on offense, but he's the best tight end in the league. No, you're right. Every team should have a security blanket at tight end. Every team. So, yeah, I'm with you. If we could get them in 30 long situations, I think we'll be good. Just make sure Travis Kelsey don't get open and he explode, because Rashid Rice, he's nice, but Valdez Scantling and Watson, I'm not afraid
Pacheco
of those
give me
guys.
them poor man's beast mode vibes.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to really be physical with him, because he's a physical back. So
I want to touch on something since we talking NFL before we get into the NBA.
Yeah, because it's something I want to touch on in the NBA.
Is it true that the Redskins, the Commanders parted ways with the enemy?
Yeah, man. I think they parted ways with him when they parted ways with Rivera.
Wow, that's crazy.
Because
he didn't have the complexion for the collection for the protection.
But here's the thing. Here's why I don't disagree.
I just want to make this one point, please. I just want to say this since we're talking about it. Everyone from Andy Reid's coaching tree has got a job, got a second job. Frank Wright, he got fired. He shouldn't have got fired. He's from Andy Reid's coaching tree.
Yep.
Philadelphia's Nick Sirianni is from the Andy Reid coaching tree.
Yeah. Doug Peterson is from the Andy Reid coaching tree. He won the Super Bowl. These guys, I'm not trying to make it into a racial issue.
They've gone places and got second jobs. Doug Peterson got fired by Philly, and he got a second job.
With Jacksonville, yeah.
Bieniemy has not even been allowed to become a head coach in this league. And it's been proven. You see Kansas City's offense wasn't the same this year.
I don't understand.
So he got fired after 1 year. They don't have shit. They don't have no quarterback. The Raiders better go get him.
I think the Raiders will try to go get him now. I'm glad you brought that up because Cliff Kingsbury.
He quit already, I heard.
Quit on the Raiders already.
Why, though?
I don't know. They had him. He was
crazy.
hired and he just didn't want it.
That's crazy. I heard he's going to Washington.
Cool. Cliff.
That's why I said it's collude. How the fuck you get a job, quit after you got fired and it didn't work out? Now you get another job opportunity in Washington to replace a guy who got fired after 1 year.
And the funny thing about that too is that Washington had a decent offense.
Yes,
their offense was
better than it's been.
Yeah, they was they was in the top 16. You know, because they're the top 16, the bottom 16. Their offense was in the top 16 with no quarterback. So imagine if Washington had a quarterback. They got everything else. They got all the pieces at the skill position. They just need a quarterback. So we'll see what they do this season. I don't know. It's weird.
In NBA news.
Something out. Hold on.
Press that like button. Press that share button. Press that subscribe button. Tell a friend. Bring a friend. Come again. This is the Biggest Skip Podcast. Like I said, we ain't going nowhere. We here.
I just want to ask a question because we've been watching NBA. Things that's been going on. But I want to ask a question that's been a hot topic the past, couple of days? Something like that. I don't know. Do you think it's time for the Lakers to move on from LeBron James?
I don't think that it's time because he's clearly the best player on our team. Even
no, not clearly. Anthony Davis.
Okay, I'm gonna rephrase what I'm saying. To me, he's the best player on the team, but he's also the most consistent player on the team. And
AD's
2-3 years ago, I want to say after the bubble, that should have been the time that it should have been like how it was when with D Wade and Shaq. Like, all right, my nigga, I'm still here. I'm if you need me, I'm here, my nigga. But go on, do your thing.
But that's what it's been this year with the
LeBron been balling.
So is Anthony Davis.
So
Anthony Davis has been the best player on the Lakers.
You know that was spin control by Rich Paul. LeBron is a passive aggressive person.
We all know
so
that.
You know when the story gets out, it only got out because he approved it.
Yeah.
Rich Paul is his friend, business partner, and his agent.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that maybe LeBron, because his son is already in college in USC, like, all right, baby boy, you got it. I ain't got to worry about it. And little homies in school, he about to be out of school. Maybe he like, I want to go win one more ring before I leave.
Nah, no, because
maybe that's
no.
I don't know. I'm not
LeBron
saying that's what it is.
Number one,
what could we get for a 40-year-old?
It's not the fact that what could we get for a 40-year-old. It's what can we get for LeBron James. But the reason why I'm not saying that's what it is because LeBron not going to uproot his family again. Not while Bronny's at USC.
He don't have to. He could be on the road.
Yeah, but Bronny's not going to want to be on the road and miss too many of his son's games. That's one of the things. That's one of the things about him being here in LA and Bronny being at USC is that if my son plays on a day that I'm off, I don't got to fly nowhere. I can just drive to Galen Center and watch.
I mean, he got a PJ.
You know what I mean? But still,
he got a PJ.
But still, you rather drive from on top of Beverly Hills to USC instead of fly from wherever you are to LA.
All right, I'm gonna give you an example. It's different.
Plus,
you don't think that Shannon still lives here, but First Take is in New York.
Shannon does it from his house.
He does?
Yeah, he don't fly to New York for first.
I've seen him in studio.
Yeah, sometimes he's in studio, but majority of times than not, he's still out here.
For sure.
Yeah, he don't be flying to New York like that.
Hey, interesting fact. Since we're on the subject of people traveling, among other reasons, I heard that Marcellus, he said they offered him to be on First Things First, but he said that he didn't want to step on nobody's toes over there, and he said he didn't want to uproot his family because First Things First is in New York.
It's in New York, yeah.
So he said he wanted to keep it in L.A. He was like, I done did the ESPN thing, traveling back coast to coast. I didn't want to do that no more. Basically, he said Fox offered him other alternatives to be on other shows, but he was like, they already had an established fan base. He didn't want to step on my toes. He's friends with everybody. He said that would have been weird. He said somebody would have got muted or pushed out kind of like Dave Hellman got pushed out on
Speak, yeah.
You know what I mean? So if your personality is not strong enough, like some shows, you can't have 5 people. It's not going to work because everybody's not going to get they speak in.
Right.
So what did you want to talk about in the NBA? Because this is particularly beside our Lakers. There's a lot going on, bro.
Shout out to all the All-Stars that made the All-Star game in the East, in case y'all don't know. And I'm doing this off the top of my head. Giannis, Dane, Tyrese Halliburton, Joel Embiid, who probably not going to play because he's injured now.
Again.
And Jason Tatum was the starters. Reserves is Jaylen Brown.
Spider Brunson.
Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle.
Julius Randle made another All-Star game.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's gonna play because he's out with a shoulder injury.
He's still hurt with that?
Yeah, he's gonna be out for some time, and he's probably gonna miss the All-Star game. I'm trying to pull it up because I don't remember off the top of my head. I know in the West,
Steph.
Hold on, Brian.
Oh, you forgot KD in the starting lineup.
KD's in the West, sir.
Yeah, I'm saying when you name them stars.
Yeah, I'm naming the starters. Brian, KD, Jokic, Shea, and Luka. Reserves: AD, Steph, Book, Towns, Anthony Edwards. I forget who else, but nobody from the Sacramento Kings. So, I'm trying to bring this up so I could make sure I just get everybody. Now I don't want to leave nobody out. But yeah, what's your take on Kawhi Leonard, Paul George in the West? That's the other two I forgot about in the West.
I'm about to say they got snubbed.
No, who got snubbed? So let me go through this again. Now I got the names. In the East, Giannis, Embiid, Halliburton, Lillard, and Tatum. Reserves: Bam Adebayo, Paolo Banchero, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Julius Randle. That's in the East. You don't want to show me the West? In the West, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, starters. Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Karl-Anthony Towns are reserved. I'm going to tell you who got snubbed. Somebody from the Sacramento Kings got snubbed.
De'Aaron.
And they probably should have made it over I don't know, Karl-Anthony Towns.
Are you saying that because of production, or are you saying that because of personal?
I ain't got no personal against him. He's soft, but I ain't got no personal against him.
All right.
I just think
looking forward to the game?
The All-Star game?
If it's going to be anything like it was last year, I don't want to see it.
It's East versus West. They going back to that again. It's not going to be no playground style. Everybody line up and we pick type deal anymore. I think
what they should have kept is they still should keep whoever got the most points to the end of each quarter. That they should keep.
I think they might still keep that. I don't know, but I know the teams are still playing for charity. Like each charity get $100,000, and then the winner get an extra $240. The jerseys come out. Jerseys don't look bad, but I still feel like Trae Young. He got snubbed. He averaged 27 and 10 this year. But again, do you replace
narrative?
Do you put him over Tyrese Halliburton? Do you put him over
and DeJounte is probably going to be gone.
I don't think so. I don't think no moves is happening with Atlanta.
And I was talking to our boy. Shout out to my boy Earl. He said it because he's not high on D'Lo. He said we should trade D'Lo for DeJounte. What is your thoughts on that? Because I was telling him, I said, D'Lo has been an all-star. D'Lo is a career 18-point-per-game scorer. D'Lo on another team where he was getting more opportunities and it wasn't no Davis and LeBron probably would score more points. Probably would have better stats. He's not on the team where he can showcase his full talents and abilities. I think DeJounte Murray is a player that's still growing. And he was the best man on the team on the Spurs. That's why they flipped him for draft picks. And him and Trae are a good backcourt. They both scoring guards, but they don't have nothing else. So it's not going to work. So now they're both going to be flipped and they're going to be gone. That's the best thing for both of them, for them and everybody involved. Atlanta needs to plan for the future. They're not going to do shit, so they can get draft picks for both of them.
DeJounte Murray defends.
Yeah, that's why Pop liked him. I'm not saying he. I didn't. You hear me saying he don't defend.
That is why people are saying we need to trade D'Angelo Russell for him. I got a curveball.
It's all about fit, like you said, bro.
It is about fit.
Everybody don't fit with LeBron. Everybody don't fit when they don't get to play in the role that they're best suited.
I got a curveball.
Who's that?
For DeJounte Murray, give Atlanta who they asking for.
Reeves?
Austin Reeves.
Would you ready for that?
I would do that deal. Here's why I would do that deal. Austin Reeves has been balling. He can score. But something that I noticed about Austin Reeves this year, Austin Reeves don't like passing the ball. I got a huge problem with that.
Bro, you've been playing basketball for a long time. You've never seen a guy in the NBA or on pickup where if they not scoring, they don't do nothing else.
That's Austin Reeves. That's not D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell's problem is he can't defend. D'Angelo Russell can't guard.
He can't or he won't.
No, he can't. D'Angelo Russell can't guard a stop sign. But on offense, if he's not scoring, he can still get you some assists. Case in point, game on Thursday night against Boston. D'Angelo Russell had, he had 18 points. He was 5 of 20 from the field. That's a terrible shooting night. Man still had 14 assists. Still getting his teammates involved, getting them open shots. Austin Reeves ain't doing that. Because Austin Reeves, for some odd reason, don't believe in passing the ball. Unless he's passing it to LeBron James. Because there's too many times where the Lakers are running pick and roll, and Anthony Davis is the one setting the pick, and Austin Reeves has the ball in his hands, and he's dribbling into traffic, and instead of kicking it to Davis or kicking it to somebody else for an open shot, he's dribbling, playing with the ball, shooting a fadeaway jumper, or trying to draw a foul. It's like, bro, pass the fucking ball.
Caruso would have passed the fucking ball.
Caruso is not as talented offensively as Austin Reeves.
No, he don't got that wiggle.
Yeah, he's not talented offensively as Austin Reeves. But my point is that he, Austin Reeves, in my opinion, first of all, he sucks on defense. He tries, but he sucks.
I'm about to say, he tries.
He tries, but he sucks on defense.
Are you saying that because, I forgot who it was, somebody crossed the piss out of him, he fell on the floor?
No, I'm just saying that because he just doesn't have defensive capabilities. Everybody gets crossed up. I don't base it off of that.
I'm gonna be clear. Let's be clear about this so we can understand, right? Because you said steals don't make you a great defender. Blocks don't make you a great defender.
No, it don't.
Passing lane steals. See, it's the difference between stealing nigga cookies and passing lane steals. So what I want to say is, what quantifies and what defines someone who? And the reason why I'm saying this is because every player has. You got to, defense come down to effort. You got to want to play defense.
Yes.
You can't coach it. It's got to be in you or it's not in you.
Exactly.
So everybody, you can't expect, when niggas say that nigga don't play defense, like they used to say that about Carmelo, that wasn't Carmelo's job on no team he probably ever been on.
No.
He didn't have to worry about getting a rebound or defending. Go get a bucket, my nigga.
Absolutely.
Go be the best player on our team.
I agree.
So when you say that, it's like, okay, Austin Reeves got his bag. He found his way in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
He did what he needed to do to secure the bag. I don't know if it's complacency or shout out to my boy G Baby. He said Austin Reeves don't try to play like black people. I think he does.
I think he does too. I just think, like I said, my issue with Austin Reeves is I'm not going to bash him for defense like everybody else does. I'm not going to do all of that. But what I am going to do is just say that he's not a good defender, and it's not for lack of effort. He's just not a good defender. D'Angelo Russell's not a good defender for lack of effort. And that's why people are saying trade D'Angelo Russell. I personally think D'Angelo Russell fits with LeBron James and Anthony Davis when he's aggressive offensively.
Yes.
Because when he's aggressive offensively and he's knocking down shots, even if he's not knocking down shots, if he's just out there being a threat, it opens up the floor for those two. Definitely. Same with Austin Reeves. Listen, I get starting D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves is a nightmare defensively because you play a team like Phoenix, Devin Booker and Bradley Beal is going to score 30 apiece. You play a team like the Clippers, James Harden's going to have a field day.
Yeah, but if you take one of them out, y'all going to lose scoring.
That's
why y'all should have kept my nigga my nigga Frenchie.
I'm glad you said that because people are saying, listen.
If y'all still had Dennis, if we still had Dennis, shit wouldn't be happening like this.
Listen. Paul, I hate to put you on blast. But benching Austin Reeves is a terrible idea with this roster. Here's Paul's pushback on that. We trade D'Lo for DeJounte Murray, and then we make another move for another two guard who can move Austin Reeves to the bench.
Who's the other two guard?
Thank you. Because I'm still waiting for you to tell me. I'm still waiting for you to answer that question for me. Who are we going to trade for? Who's the other two guard? I don't know.
We got to think about talent and we got to think about money. That's got to fit too.
Exactly. Everything got to work. You can't just say, move him out, bring this person in if the shit don't line up. And at the end of the day, here's what I will agree with my boy Paul on. The Lakers roster, there's really not anything wrong with the Lakers roster. What's wrong with the Lakers roster is the Lakers head coach. That's what's wrong with the Lakers roster.
But y'all wanted him, and y'all wanted the other guy gone.
We won in spite of him.
What I'm saying
we made the Western Conference.
We fired Frank Vogel.
They should not have fired Frank Vogel. They should not have.
We should not have fired. I don't know. I personally feel like that if we're going to go through this with Ham, we might as well have kept motherfucking Luke Walton.
Luke Walton had to go.
Because of Magic.
No, Luke Walton. I mean, you also got to understand when new people take over, they're not going to keep the guys that's already in place.
Right.
But Luke Walton didn't know how to. Luke Walton is a great coach for a team that's learning. Like when the Lakers had those young guys, Randall and Clarkson and Russell back then and Larry Nance Jr., Brandon Ingram, all that, Luke Walton is a great coach for them. When the Lakers are in win now mode, Luke Walton's not the right coach.
So who's the coach? Who, if in a perfect world, in a perfect reality, somebody, I'll throw a name out there.
I can tell you. I can tell you who should get out of
purgatory. If he can get out of purgatory for the situation that happened in Golden State, would you accept Mark Jackson as our coach?
I would. Because Mark Jackson is going to hold guys accountable. Mark Jackson is not going to be just a motivational speaker, which is what I believe Darvin Ham is. Darvin Ham is just a motivational speaker. He's not a head coach that I don't feel like he holds guys accountable. Like, I watched Darvin Ham all game stand on the sideline with his hands in his pocket, which is why he has the name Pocket Hands
He's been
coach.
assistant his whole career. His job is to galvanize the guys, not fucking be the guy.
Okay, then I don't understand what. Here's what I think happened when the Lakers interviewed him. Darvin Ham gave a most motivational speech on how to galvanize the team and get them to play together, and the front office was like, "You're hired."
Who was the other candidates that we had an opportunity to sign?
During the last one, or before Frank Vogel?
When they was looking for candidates after Vogel.
I don't even remember who the other candidates were. I know Doc Rivers' name got thrown out there, but he was still with Philly. So I really don't know who else was.
Who would you want to bring in to fix the problem or upgrade the problem?
I don't know. Because I don't know who's available. Like, to be honest with you, we could have gave Monty Williams a shot. When Phoenix let him go, we should have called Monty Williams.
Maybe y'all wasn't willing to open the checkbook for that.
We should have, but we should have called Monty Williams. When Phoenix let him go, that's what we should have called. Because I think he would be way different. I think the Lakers would be in a much different situation. Like I said, Darvin Ham is not a guy that I feel holds the team accountable for what they do wrong.
Now, since we're talking about coaching, let's shift gears right quick. What is your take on the Milwaukee situation? Did Adrian Griffin deserve to be fired so fast?
No.
And I want to add something. Shout out to my boy Gil. Shout out to Gil's Arena. Shout out to McCann. Shout out to my boy Jennings. Shout out, hey,
fuck Rashad
that's
McCann.
him, not me. Shout out to my boy Kenya Martin. Shout out to my boy Josiah. Shout out to Gil's Arena.
The rest of y'all, salute.
Yeah, Gil said that he basically just exposed my nigga Doc, right?
He should have.
He said that, Doc is in good with the higher ups, right? So he said he was a consultant. So he was over there dirty macking Griffin.
He was.
Like, I can do that better. And they see him talking on TV.
Agreed, 100%.
He over there playing cards with niggas, over there talking shit about niggas. He said, that dirty dog, he's the biggest dirty Mac it is.
Hey, listen, man, it's a reason why Kendrick Perkins always has something bad to say about him. Glenn Davis always has something to say about him. Kenya Martin always has something bad to say about him. Gilbert Arenas has something bad to say about him. Rasheed Wallace has something bad to say about him. It's the reason why all these guys that have played for Doc Rivers, Chris Paul, all these guys, it's the reason why they have something bad to say about Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is a dirty motherfucker. That's just my take on it. You consulting this man to help him be a better coach. He ends up getting fired, and you have the job in less than a week? Nah, bro. You did something that you should not have done to get that man fired. That's just my opinion. I don't know how true that is, but I feel like he did something to get that man fired and get the job.
To bring it back to Gil, he said, why you think this man keep getting jobs, bro?
Absolutely.
He was like, he must got some secrets on
I don't know what Doc Rivers got going on, but that's a great question. Why does this man keep getting jobs? We can go over all the stats, all the blown leads in playoff series, how many game sevens he didn't lost, adjustments he continues to refuse to make. We can go over all that.
I'm not going to blame him for Orlando. Nobody foresaw Grant Hill getting hurt.
So what? He still had
and when he took that job, he was envisioning T-Mac and Grant Hill.
He still had a 3-1 lead against Detroit and blew it.
Did they overachieve or did they underachieve?
Orlando?
Were you expecting Orlando to beat Detroit?
Did I expect them to beat Detroit? No, but that's also saying, did I expect the Lakers to beat the Suns in 2006? No. But if you get a 3-1 lead in a series, you finish it off. You don't blow a 3-1 lead. You just don't.
Utah blew a 3-1 lead twice to the Houston Rockets.
And they shouldn't have. We can go over that all day, but at the end of the day, you have a 3-1 lead, you got to win one game. And you don't? But now we at the point of the show. Let's get on some head because we've been away for so long. And I got somebody's head who I'm going to get on again. But I'm going to let you go first.
All right. People out there in the Big and Skip podcast verse. I'm going to get on Gerald Wayne Jones' head.
What Jerry Jones do now?
Jerry, I understand why you didn't fire McCarthy. You didn't want to pay him the money. You just want the contract to expire. But he's a lame duck coach. So guess what? We have free agents to pay coming up. We may or may not be able to keep. In my mind, I wouldn't give a fuck if we did win a Super Bowl. Dak is fired. He's fired.
You fired Dak Prescott?
He's fired.
Okay.
If it would have been me, both them niggas would have to clean out their offices and lockers. Gone. Bye. Right. Because the way we headed and the direction we headed, with things the way it's formatted, we lost Dan Quinn, who is the reason why our defense has been respectable the last few years. They were running his scheme. Who was the guy that was the coach for y'all before Harbaugh? I forget his name. He was our defensive coordinator.
Jim Tonsula?
No. The guy that McCarthy brought in as our defensive coordinator before Quinn was hired. I forget his name. He was the coach for y'all. Nolan.
Mike Nolan.
Yeah, Nolan.
Mike Nolan. Yeah.
Nolan had us looking bad. Now, who are we going to replace Quinn with? So our defense is finna suffer. We potentially might have to pay Dak Prescott $50 million extension. Right now, I would just say we finna be sorry anyway. So let's cut the cancer, bro. Let's go back to the post-Troy Aikman days because that's where we headed anyway. So, Jerry, if you really want us to win, what you need to do is go to Santorini, go somewhere, watch all the games via satellite. Don't even be in the fucking stadium. Let Stephen Jones run it. Hire a coach that's going to picture his own staff, not have you breathing down, looking over shoulders. Like, that is the situation that we had when Jimmy Johnson was there. Jimmy Johnson was the end-all, be-all. He didn't have to answer to you. When Bill Parcells was there, he ran the ship. He was the end-all, be-all. You went out of his consultation and brought in T.O., and that was the beginning and the end. He didn't want to deal with that. So you have to hire a coach and allow him to be the coach. You can't be the owner / GM / consultant / This is the reason why we're not even going to go to post-Troy Aikman years. This is the reason why, since 2006, 18 years ago, by the time Tony Romo became good, he was injured and broken. We've been dealing with, and Dak Prescott is the black version of fucking Tony Romo. Please, Jerry, please, I'm begging you, don't make me just become a fan of the NFL. I can't pull for no other team. I've been associated with the Cowboys half my life. Get it together, Jerry. I don't know what the fuck you doing, bro. You that much on a power trip, bro. You a billionaire. Just run the team. You see your boy Robert Kraft let Bill do his thing. The other owners let the coaches do their thing. Let the coach do his thing so we can win, bro.
You all right?
Yeah, man.
All right. I'm going to make this quick because I already went on a long tirade about this dude before. But Cam Newton, bro, I just want to ask you a question, man. Are you jealous of Brock Purdy? Because
yeah, he is. Because he's still playing.
You felt like you had to come out and just, I don't know what your angle is. Brock Purdy is the 10th best player on the 49ers. So fucking what? Who cares? Brock Purdy is in the Super Bowl right now. He's getting ready to play the game of his life right now against pretty much the guy who's in his Michael Jordan era right now. You know what I mean? So why did you feel like you needed to come out and say that after he just won the NFC Championship game? Before, you said the definition of a game changer, a game manager is, we're not asking you to go win the game. We're just asking you to not lose the game. So for 2 weeks in a row, Brock Purdy went and won the game. Whether he was throwing the ball, whether he was running the ball. Because don't forget about that run he had against Green Bay that set up Christian McCaffrey's game-winning touchdown. Let's not forget that. So he did exactly what you said a game changer is. He went out and he changed the game. So then you felt you had to come out and say, in order to be a game manager, you got to be at least one of the 3 best players on your team. You're doing what Chris Broussard says Nick Wright does all the time when it comes to Brock Purdy. Move the goalpost. If you set a goalpost somewhere, keep it there. And when somebody crosses that goal, give them their flowers. Nobody's telling you to say he's the best quarterback in the league because no one will say that. They even had a discussion on another show. Would you pay him a highest paid quarterback in the league money? No. Because you got to be the best quarterback in the league to get that kind of money. So, no, you're not going to give Brock Purdy that kind of a contract. But you're going to give him a lucrative contract, especially if he goes out a week from tomorrow and beats the Michael Jordan of this era in the Super Bowl. We're not getting into that. But
we're not. Quick, hold on, Crow. I want to say something right quick. Cam Newton, is doing to your quarterback what Cat Williams got on Shannon Sharp's show and did to all those other comedians.
That's a whole
He's mad because he's not in their spot. Cam's mad because he's not in the NFL no more. And he sees guys like Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins and other guys that they ain't won no Super Bowl MVP.
Neither has Cam.
That's why he's.
But neither has Cam Newton.
I mean, they ain't won no league MVP. Correct.
Cam Newton. Listen, Cam Newton played 9. You played 9 years in the league. Hold on. You get a math. 33%. Is that good? 33% out of 100.
Not at all.
You want to know why I said 33%? Because that's how.
That's an FA.
No, because that's how many times Cam was good in his career. For 33% of his career, Cam Newton had a good season. Cam Newton played 9 full years in the league. I'm not going to count his last year when he only played 2 games. He played 9 full years in the league. He had 3 good seasons.
Name me a receiver on this team that he had.
I don't give it. I don't care.
Greg Olsen was the best receiver.
I don't care. The year he won MVP, there were 9 Pro Bowlers on that team. I don't care. You the league MVP, right? So here's what I expect from the league MVP. And I'm not gonna lie. I only give one league MVP a pass for not finishing the job, and that's Allen Iverson. He's the only MVP I give a pass for. You went against Shaq and Kobe in their prime. You wasn't beating them. Who the fuck was in their prime on Denver when Carolina went to the Super Bowl?
Von Miller.
Who else? Now, I was told that defense was the top 5 defense of all time, right? Possibly.
Yeah.
You the league MVP, though.
Would you have picked up that fumble?
Hell yeah.
All right.
I would
have picked it up.
Because I'm the league MVP. You're not beating me. I'm the MVP. I'm going to go out and show you why I'm the MVP. Cam Newton didn't do that.
Hey, if you'd have picked up that fumble, he might not be alive.
I don't give a fuck. He may have a ring.
Yeah.
Cam Newton, for his career, got 3 playoff rings. The guy who you keep bashing got 4 already. Come on, man. Let it go, Cam Newton. I get it. You feel like you got to get your point across? Whatever. But when it comes to Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott, you can talk about Jared Goff, Tua Tagovailoa, all you want. I believe those guys aren't good like that. But those other
is decent.
Those other 2 guys, let it go, man. Dak Prescott, and we not talking about dual threat quarterbacks. We talk about just quarterbacking. Dak Prescott's better than you, Cam. And Brock Purdy's better than you. Just as a quarterback alone. Not running the ball. Throwing the ball, Dak Prescott's better than you. Brock Purdy's better than you. They're more accurate than you. They're less turnover prone than you. They throw for more yards than you. They throw for more touchdowns than you. Dak Prescott almost has as many playoff wins as you do. 3-2. Brock Purdy has more playoff wins than you. 4-3. Just saying. You've had individual success in your career. Be okay with that. You was an MVP. You was a 3-time Pro Bowler. You was an All-Pro. You won a Heisman. You got a national championship. Be okay with how your career was. But don't bash somebody else for the success they have it because of what you feel shit should be. Just because you feel something should be some type of way, don't mean that's the end-all be-all. What you said is not the end-all be-all, bro. Again, all I'm asking you to do, along with everybody else that keep bashing Brock Purdy, just give the man his flowers. You ain't got to say he the best on the team, in the league, none of that. But a 262nd pick in the draft who was a 3rd-string quarterback, granted, he got luck with injuries to the 2 quarterbacks ahead of him, but since he's been the starter, including the playoffs, including that one game that he lost that he didn't finish, 21-5. That's not by accident. Just give the man his flowers, man. That's all I'm saying.
And with that, this has been the Biggest Skip Podcast. Press that like button, press the share button, tell a friend, bring a friend, come again. And we will see you guys soon. We back up and running. You see we got some new situations going on, and we got more things to come. We're going to have call-ins. We're going to have guests.
All that.
2024 is our year.
Leave a comment in the section below. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you don't think. Just leave a comment. Interact. We will respond. Trust me. Biggest Skip Podcast.
Yeah.